I thought before I started recording, I'd have a quick look at the league table, and I noticed that we've done pretty well. I feel like we've done a decent job, like in terms of results, and we're still only like mid-table. Yeah, you can see how close it is in the league table there. Like if we were to win a game and results go our way, we go up to the European places. And in fact, no, sorry, not results go away, with our game in hand, that is. With the game in hand, and if results were to go your way or against you the game after, the next two matches essentially, you could end up like really in the top four or right near the relegation zone, depending on how those games go. It's very, very close still at the moment. Welcome back anyway to our series with Leeds United. We've done a decent job so far. We had the two very, very good games in the last episode, both in possession and out of possession in two different matches. The draw against Burnley was down to the red card. We all know that. That was the problem there. We're going to have Brighton and Forest in today's episode. Maybe Villa 2. It just depends on how the games actually go. The first thing is we're going to take a quick look at the opposition report. It's going to be 4-2-3-1 again, apparently, that they're going to play against us. But it's not about the formation, right? It's that we might have played 4-2-3-1 quite a few times in a row now. But 4-2-3-1 can be completely different team to team, right? Not just in terms of the tactical style and that kind of stuff, but the roles they choose, like the way the players are going to rotate. So if they're using inside fullbacks or inside wingbacks, whether they don't, whether they have a DM rotating, whether they don't, whether they use like an inside forward or inside winger, whether they don't, all these things can actually make it quite different. So the fact it says 4-2-3-1 doesn't really tell us the whole story. I won't go into too much detail. It is going to be the same type of setup. The only thing I'm going to look out for early on is in the last match, I didn't put Baldanzi back as a 10. You remember when against Burnley, they had, was it Cullen, I think it was? That was the one that was dropping in and getting on the ball. And we had to try and get Baldanzi slightly higher. Once he went to the AMC position, it didn't matter what they did. We always matched up really well with our players. So we're going to watch out for that quite early on. Apart from that, we're going to just go straight into the game and see what happens against Brighton. Everybody is fit to play. Arthur is suspended, of course. But apart from that, everybody else is ready to go. So we'll get into the game. Sure, you can start. Come on, Leeds United. Let's see how we can get on in this one. Right, I'm not going to lie to you. I've just played this match and recorded the whole thing. And unfortunately, the game closed on me before I had a chance to save it. Basically, I'll go through a quick review of what they did. They basically moved one of their centre-backs almost here. And it played out a bit like this. But they didn't change formation, at least according to the UI. So it was more like... they're playing 4-2-3-1, so actually it was more like... It was a bit like this, is when they were playing out. When they went to this, my players didn't know to pick up, so they all sort of like dropped off. They didn't know what to do. Calvert-Lewin was like over here, so then obviously the goalkeeper just went, all right, cheers, and went straight into Lewis Dunk, and they got out. So that's something I'm going to watch out for. I'm going to show you this game with me. I'm going to save it immediately after the game. I won the game 2-0, by the way. It was pretty good. The goals were calamitous, I can't lie to you, but we did play decently well. So I'm just going to go through the game very briefly. If anything stands out, I'm going to show it to you. Apart from that, I'm just going to run through it in key highlights and see what happens. And then we'll cover the next two matches properly together. So at the end of the season, everybody remember this, that we should have 3 extra points if we lose, and we should have 2 extra points if we draw. Yeah, so in the last episode, although the pressing was good, there was a few scenarios, wasn't there, when the right midfielder was very narrow like this, and they played it straight to the fullback. And we might see it again here. We do see it again here. Right. So some of you have been talking about this. You've been talking about, can we use some opposition instructions to get some of this stuff out? Of course you can use different things. What I was doing at the start, though, was trying to use just the in and out of formations, because that was the thing that was unique to 26. You could have done any of this stuff before in the opposition instructions, but having just watched Gnonto, so what I'm going to put on here is tight mark. So what I'm going to put on here is tight marking always, trigger press always, tackling hard on the left back. That is the direct opposite player of Gnonto. So let's see if that does anything for him. As you can see, because it's like a set piece almost, it's not really having too much of an effect in this situation. It has gone to Lewis Dunk, though, incidentally, but then it gets out to the left back anyway. So if we're going to set the trap like this, the right back has to be more aggressive, because we've seen this now against Burnley and other teams. If we're going to force it this side, and I use a holding fullback, it seems like he's just too far off with Mitoma, whoever's the left winger. It doesn't really matter who it is. It doesn't matter who the right back is. It doesn't matter who the left winger is. It's the same story every time. That's another little tweak we're going to have to make, is he's going to have to come off being a holding fullback. We'll just go natural fullback for now. Okay, so this is the next goal kick after the one we just saw. Now, don't forget, we want the ball to go this side. What we don't want is it to go to the fullback in one, because when it goes to the fullback in one, they get out really easily. We want pressure here from this player onto Dunk. We want this player then to go across, and then the the fullback to go on to the winger. So let's watch what happens on the second one. Is he going to play it? I mean, assuming he's going to play it to Dunk again. And then, okay, so it goes to Dunk again. Don't play it to the fullback. But then the fullback's now got a massive open passing lane because like that doesn't really solve anything. And the fullback's a bit too far from Matoma. There's compounding problems there, really. Like the fullback shouldn't have to get that narrow. The issue is the winger, really. I don't want to do this really, but I feel like I've got to try it. We're gonna have to go with this, aren't we? Let's just play him like that. So he's starting really deep, and then he's gonna try and engage. I mean, it is what it is. Let's just give it a try, see what happens here. Right, it's the next goal kick, and look at the shape that we've got here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. This is exactly what we're looking for. We're going to force it this side because, well, I mean, I don't know actually what happens. I haven't seen the whole goal kick. I'm going to assume it goes this side, but we've got two players. I can't imagine he's going to play this side. He's not going to play to this player. He's not going to play to that player, I don't think, either. So he's going to go here. But now look at Gnonto. Gnonto is doing exactly what we want him to do. Unfortunately, we're having to put him as a wing-back for now in the current system. But, well, let's see how this plays out. But he's exactly where he needs to be. He's screening it into the wide play. If it goes to him now in two passes, he is now also going to engage, but screen it into here. So we're watching a few things. Let's watch all of this together. We need to watch, does this player go and engage that one? And if he does this player move across? Do they all shift across? That's the first thing we're going to look at. Second thing is, if it goes to the left back, does he go out to press him? And then if this player starts to get free, does he follow him? These are all the moving parts that we're going to look at here. So it's going straight to the left back. Okay, but it's gone straight to the left back, but look at the difference. It's gone to the left back and there's no real easy pass. He might still get there, but it's not as easy as it was before. No, he's had to go back inside. Are we going to... Please turn it over. Please turn it over. Oh, they got out of it. Oh, they've got to go back. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. We're going to get them. Yes, we got him to force it long. Look at that. Get it up there. Yeah, come on, lads. Absolutely love it. We found a solution. Right, so it's a goal kick to Brighton. I only saw this in the 2D. I didn't see this fully in the 3D. It wasn't a highlight. It goes to Lewis Dunk. He plays it to the fullback, and Gnonto absolutely nails him. But they're falling into the pressing trap, aren't they? They can't play it this side. They have to go that side. And Gnonto playing as the wing-back is what switched this. This has changed everything. The downside to this is Gnonto's going to have to play as a wing-back out of possession, but he's a pressing wing-back, so he's going to be... Because he's a pressing wing-back, essentially, in the final third, in this setup where he's the most forward wide player on that side... He's just going to basically play like a right midfielder would be, right? That's the combination of the role and the shape that's positions that are ahead of him. So he is pressing like a midfielder. The only difference is that when he gets further back towards our goal, he's essentially going to defend almost... So in a weird way, what we've got here is we've essentially created a tracking winger, but in the opposite direction, right? And that's what I was saying about, like, in possession, the roles, apart from the halfback, all move sort of upwards or sideways, sort of diagonal, if you want to class that as well. But the out of possession, you've got roles that can start deep and go forwards, and you've got roles that start high and then drop deep. And it's utilizing the combination here. I've now got two wide players doing essentially the same thing, but one of them is a tracking winger, and the other one is a pressing wing back, but they offset each other very nicely in the pressing trap that we want, and Gnonto's just got to nail it in there. Good start, lads. The highlight here, they're going to clear the ball away. When you get up to this, they flick it on. They could be catching us on the counter. I'm going to be upset about this because we did win this game the first time 2-0. And, yeah, especially now that we've just got that pressing trap looking really good. They're going to get away from us. They're going to cross it into the box, are they? Are we get some engagement on him, please? He's just gone on through everybody. It's just like... I don't know what to say to you, really. 1-0. Coming out to half-time, it's going to be a corner. Even it up. Come on, here we go. Here we go. That's more like it. Big centre-back gets up there. Header at the near post. 1-1. Come on. Leif Davis plays it into the left winger. Half-space run. Half-space run, Baldanzi. Come on. There it is. There it is. Play it into him. Oh, okay, now not, maybe. That's fine. That's fine now. Overloaded right-hand side. Into the half-space. Has to play to the wide player. Doesn't go through himself. Goes through himself. Basuma goes through. He goes through. He shoots. And it's not a great effort. Right. It's currently 1-1 at half-time. We'll say dig into the lads. We'll put Gruev into the pivot position. And we'll put Martinelli higher. And then we'll change the two strikers as well. It's a highlight for them late on here. Well, it's not that late, still 15 minutes to go also, but they've got a highlight anyway. They're going to play from the back. We're a little passive in our pressing now. I don't know if that's because of Gnonto or the right midfielder now, just being in that wing-back position. In fact, let's just take a quick look at this in the tactical camera. They've gone straight in behind, actually. I wasn't even watching there. They've gone through and they've bloody scored. They highlight Leif Davis, plays it into Calvert-Lewin, holds it up, plays into Martinelli. They take a safe touch backwards, plays it across now to Paulo Henrique. Got Dan James ahead of him if he wants to use him. He's going to go on the outside. Half space run, please. Dan James back to Paulo Henrique. Into Dan James again, but it was almost there for the half space run. Comes in the box. Calvert-Lewin heads it down into the goal. That's going to be 2-2. Come on, let's go get the winner. Finish is 2-2. So at the end of the season, remind me in the comments on the last video of the season that we should be 2 points better off. But there you are, 2-2 draw. Okay, that's the first game. We'll move on to the next game, and we're going to be playing against Nottingham Forest away, and then Villa at home to finish off. I'll see you in a week's time for the game against Forest. The adjustment we made with the wing back, I don't think I want to do that long term because of how much it affects everything else. So that isn't a long-term strategy, I don't think, but it's something, at least for now, we know we can get it out if we really need to get that exact shape out. But see you in a week's time. Okay, we've got Forest next. It's going to be 4-2-3-1 again, so we don't need to worry about too much analysis on it. No changes to the team. Going to be exactly the same again. Do it for the fans, and let's see what their team is. That is their team for those that are interested. Okay, unfortunately for us, they are going long from the goal kick, so we're not going to get a chance to see anything anyway. So there you are. This game is going to be a case of us just trying to focus maybe on the in-possession stuff more. I've just put the goal kicks to short because I feel like that we shouldn't be getting dominated so much in possession here. Like, I mean literally in terms of the raw possession and the control of the game. I feel like they're controlling us way more than they should be. So I've just made a little tweak to make sure on goal kicks we're at least getting ourselves a good starting point. But yeah, something to watch out for the rest of the game. Okay, Leeds play from the back. Goalkeeper into Ribeiro. Cross to Bijol. We got the right back. Then right back to the winger. Should be on here. Let's go straight to the winger now, I guess. Come on, Basuma, get in there. Here we go. Here it is. Basuma. Oh, you were there, Basuma. Now. Yes. Play him. Yes. Oh, is he going to get there? It wasn't very smooth, but the concept was there. We will take that 1-0. Come on, lads. He's given some sort of celebration there as well, hasn't he? Go on, Ideen. That's it. You give it some. Well done, Basuma. Well done, Gunontu. Well done, centre-back as well for carrying it out from the back and then releasing it to the player. We get another far post cross from Basuma straight to the winger. And that is going to be 1-0 to Leeds United. What a start. Okay, Gunontu gets it. Plays into Basuma. Basuma's going to take on his man. He's going to release it to Badanzi, who's going to just get there in time before the defender got there. Leif Davis plays a risky to poor pass to Ideen there. Right, let's see this then. So it's an open play. It's open play, but the pressing trap should still apply. So the striker's job is going to be stop any retain. Oh, we've won it. Ideen's got it. He's got a score. He's got a score. And he's at the bloody keeper. No. I really hope we win this one because there's been a few times this season, probably maybe 2 or 3, where we've played really well, but they're not won. Halftime is 1-0 to Leeds United, and you can tell by the stats, like, the game started off with them having 60% possession, right? They had 5 shots to our 0, and had loads of XG. We had none. So the turnaround, and the only thing I really tweaked was that I made sure that on our own goal kicks, we were playing short, because I could see that we were playing long every goal kick. But they weren't really pressing us that well. Like, we were just giving them control of the ball for basically no reason. And now it's reflecting way more what I would expect if we were playing well here. Going to be a corner. I've just made a first sub. There's going to be a corner before the sub goes through. We clip towards the back post. Anton Stack heads it towards goal. That's going to be 2-0. By the way, this is actually my corner routine, not the set piece coach. I did keep my own corner routines in the end. And that is going to be 2-0 Leeds United. Right then. They've decided they're going to play out from the back. We've got a very condensed shape here. They're going to shout to the left back. Okay, so I'm going to have to change the pressing structure now that they've got... they've decided they're going to play from the back. So we'll change that after this highlight concludes. I'm going to switch to this again and see how this goes. Because on that goal kick, you could tell that we were not set very well at all to deal with that. So we'll go with that. And the very next goal kick, they went long. So that was weird. It was like a one-off goal kick. They decided to just play short. But everything else, they've gone long. Leif Davis gets it, plays it into the left winger. That's the second time he's done that. Leif Davis, he's played it straight into their player. I'm making a double change, and Leif Davis I'm going to take off. We're going to put on Gudmundsson, and we'll take off the left winger as well, and put on Dominguez, and get that left-hand side freshened up a bit. They're making some mistakes in possession out there, as they've gone straight in behind against us. They're through. He's going to be onside by the looks of it. He's gone through, scored, 2-1. It's a corner for Forest. It'll be a bit of a comeback from them. We're putting towards the near post, headed away. Going to go up in the air, headed back into the box. It's been volleyed towards goal, and it's going to be 2-2. And look at the match stats here. We've played really well in this game. Look at the XG. It's frustrating to watch this. But if it's going to happen, I hope it happens in the first season, right, where we're still learning our philosophy. We need to improve the players a bit in some areas. It's not about the players that are not good enough. It's getting the right profile of players as well. And, yeah, it's not looking like we're going to come back and get the win, having given away the lead. Go to attacking mentality for the last few minutes, see if we can get ourselves a last-minute goal here. Not looking good. 2-2. We'll say unlucky. Yeah, so when they did play out, the winger was still too narrow on the side that we wanted. Caught by a long ball over the top, and then like a second phase corner yet again. 2 draws in a row that are 2-2. Okay, move on to the Aston Villa game now. So Aston Villa are going to be a tough test. They're going to be a possession-based side. And yeah, this will be a good test for us. Oh, no, they might play 4-4-2. Okay, we might play against a 4-4-2 here for the first time. So that'll be an interesting little battle. So yeah, we'll come back in a few weeks' time. And Villa could play 4-2-3-1 or 4-4-2 against us. We'll have to wait and see when the match starts. Okay, so against Villa, we're going to go with this setup with the right midfielder pressing wing-back to try and make it a bit more like progressive and attacking, though, with the pressing and stuff. I've gone to attacking mentality, right? And then what I'm going to do is to make sure that we're still controlling the ball slightly better is for now go to short goal kicks to offset a bit of that. So again, a bit like the last episode, we're going to offset bits of it just to make it a tiny bit less chaotic. Because Gnonto, although he was in the perfect position when we were watching the goal kicks, because I wasn't really bothered about the rest of the match at that point. I was looking just purely at those goal kicks. I don't know how defensive he was being once the press was beaten. So going to attacking might help us a little bit with that. We'll have to just wait and see, of course. We'll see what happens in this match. We'll focus on that more. But, so like in this match, we know he's going to be in the right position for the goal kicks, but is he going to be in a orthodox midfield position enough when the ball gets past that point? Of course, that's the problem. Right back has got a slight knock, so we're gonna play Arthur for this one. He's going to get a start right back. And apart from that, we're going to go same again, I think. Everything else looks pretty good. I might give Calvert-Lewin another start. He's not had a goal as he Corey the last couple of games. He seems more like an impact player for us off the bench. We'll give Calvert-Lewin a start and see how that goes going into the game against Villa. I'm just going to take the pressing trap off, and we're just going to have short goalkeeper distribution left on as well. Now that we've gone to that sort of a wing-back position there. We are at home as well, so let's say to the lads, yeah, home advantage. Come on, lads, let's get one. See you later, interviewer, thank you. We'll double check what their formation is. We'll double check it, make sure it is going to be one of the two. Is it 4-4-2 or 4? It's 4-2-3-1 again, okay. Early set piece in this one. Arthur's going to take the corner. It's going to go towards the near post, headed away. We're going to hit the one out with Gnonto, who's going to try and beat his players. He plays it straight into Arthur. He's got himself in a good position. Gnonto gets it back off him. Going to lay it back to Anton Stack, who's going to play a first pass into Baranzi. To Leif Davis. Leif Davis with a shot from distance. It was terrible. But do you know what, Leaf? I don't mind because it gives us a first chance to have a look at a goal kick. So we're going to take a look here at the goal kick and see how things look. So, like, to me, that is absolutely perfect pretty much here. That's sort of fine. But then, okay, so that's a slight problem because now Gnonto's actually looking after the wide player because he's a wing-back, right? But you can see, by the way, I just wanted to show this quickly. Look at the pressing wing-back. Look at the visualizer. You wouldn't know that he's a wing-back, right, if you didn't see the role. You think he's just a midfield player. Look at him. He's exactly the same. The only time you start to see it a little bit is maybe... And so, like, there, that's the only time you sort of see it is there, when the ball's on the far side of the middle third. Apart from that, he looks absolutely fine. Okay, so I made a change. The only thing I've changed here is I've made the right-back a pressing full-back as well. So let's see if that makes any difference to Gnonto and where he plays. So they played it short to the centre back this time. Okay, interesting. See, now that works perfectly. That's almost perfect. Almost perfect. See, the only problem with that, right? The only one was right towards the end. We've got man for man there. He's jumped out. So in this scenario, when this happens, we should be moving across, right? That Calvert-Lewin can come across here, go across, and then the left winger needs to go across as well. But I mean, like, that's even fine the way it currently is, but then Calvert-Lewin's got to be, like, here, giving pressure, right? That's where it's got to be. Other thing I can think of doing is this. Let's try that. Let's try that for one as well. And if we're going to do that, though, we can go back to positive temporarily as well. Corner's ripped in towards the box. It's going to be headed away. It's going to be strike first time, straight into the top corner. 1-0 down from a set piece yet again. Okay, we've won the ball to Calvert-Lewin to Stack. Baranzi in a stack. He's going to play it into Calvert-Lewin. He's got runners off him. He's then going to play it straight across to Gnonto, who's got the right back on the overlap if he wants him. He's going to run at the fullback. He gets past him quite easily. He actually keeps going, crosses it towards the far post. Calvert-Lewin heads it towards goal, and that's another headed goal by Leeds United. We're playing a bit of throwback football as well, along with the modern stuff, and it's going to be 1-1. Okay, half-time, it's still going to be 1-1. We didn't actually get a chance to see another goal kick, so we're going to keep things exactly as they are, and we'll say, we'll keep going, we can win this. Right, okay, so I've had a little think, right? It's not working very well, because in open play, with having him back as a central field player is not really helping us in open play. Forget the goal kicks. So if we go back to this, in one of the earlier matches, having him as an AMC seemed to make him easier to go across. I'm going to try Baranzi. I might even try him here, Because if there's a player here, like a DM, he knows that's his player. But if it goes across to the right, he can also go across. So we're going to go back to exactly what we had to start off the match. And let's go with that. And we'll make no changes for now. I saw them clip this after being put under pressure, so I wanted to see what happened. So it's open play. It's obviously not a goal kick. Right, so we've got the winger is going to hopefully cut this off here, is he? He does perfect. That's exactly what you want him to do there. Sort of cuts it off. Martinez has got it. We're man for man, man for man. This is a little weak over here. We need a bit bits. Oh, come on, Basuma. What are we doing? And clip it into the left-sided player. Basuma's a bit weak on that that press. Right, back. Little passive this is. And they're going to get straight through us now. Yeah, so, I mean, it's going to be a highlight. So maybe we do need to have that. He's just sort of set off too far, isn't he, Baranzi here? When Basuma's gone running around pressing. I don't think I want him to be an actual AM, though, like with no recovery. So maybe that's what will work. It just looks ridiculous. But again, you know what I'm going for. So no comments, please. Okay, we're starting off with the ball here onto the right-hand side. Gnonto has got it. Basuma was waiting for the ball in the half space. We're getting loads of those runs, aren't we, from Basuma now, which is great to see. Into Leif Davis, who's going to be in his little playmaking position. Into into Calvert-Lewin. Across to Aiden. Plays it across. Got to Baldanzi. And that's going to be the cue for the first set of subs. Okay, Martinelli, you can come on as the pivot player. We're going to move Gruev to the left attacking field player. Let's move Dominguez onto the right. And that will... I'm going to change the centre-back as well. Okay, Villa have got the ball with the goalkeeper. I was going to make a slight change. I was going to drop it back to positive mentality for now. But before that change happens, it's going to be a highlight for somebody. And hopefully it's not going to be for them. They've got the ball there. No. Got to get back and support him there. Got to cover him. Watkins goes through and he's bloody scored. 2-1. Even before my sub happens, it's going to be another highlight for somebody after the Villa goal. So Davis is going to have this. He's going to play it into a Villa player. Just go and get a Villa shirt. Why don't you leave Davis? And they're going to counter us. It could be 3-1 before the sub even goes through. They go through the right-hand side. I mean, that's... oh my goodness, what's happening here? Get rid of it, lads. Not the best, was it? Let's be honest. Okay, Marciani gets it, plays it across to Gnonto, who's still on the pitch, but he shouldn't be. He's the one that's getting subbed off. Goes past one. He's going to release it. He's going to cut back. And he's going to take the play on again. Gives it to Basuma in the half space. It's a nice play from those two. Come and get it back. Gnonto is going to try and find somebody. Dominguez gets a strike on goal. The keeper saves it. That was a good chance. That was a good move. We'll take the positives from that. That pretty much sums up this match. We've just not been quite good enough. The pressing, we've got some solutions. There still isn't that perfect solution to everything, is there? We're going to have a look at this, I think, in the next episode and really think about if we are going to try that wing-back thing. If that is what we're going to do, we've got to try and offset that somehow with slightly higher pressure when the ball's in open play. So, anyway, finishes 3-1 to Villa. Well done to them. So, before we end today's episode, a quick look at the league table. We are still mid-table. Basically where we started today's episode. 12 games, 4 wins, 4 draws, 4 defeats. That does feel like, doesn't it, pretty much where we're at, where we're doing some things good, some things we need to improve on, and then there's a bit of Fortuna going against us, as Machiavelli would say. So we've not played a lot of the top sides, have we? We've only played really one, and we've got multiple teams coming up in the next episode. We have got the gauntlet of Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool all in the next episode. That's going to be an interesting one. We're going to play against some different formations here, at least for these two, and maybe for this one as well. So there's going to be some interesting tests here. Some really good sides playing some different formations. So they're going to give us a bit of a different test. And we need to have a think about the that wide player thing, because the wing-back definitely gives us a slightly better shape when we press. But there's knock-ons and trade-offs to that. The alternative thing is that we can let them play to the fullback first time. But then we need to make sure that if they do that, we are then set up to not let them play through a player. And what I mean by that is, sometimes when they do it, if the fullback isn't a pressing fullback, they can play straight to the left winger, right? The other problem is that sometimes if the winger then goes across and screens it into that player, the DM is open because the players don't shift across well enough. So it's going to be a tiny bit more of tweaking on that, but that's going to probably not be in the next episode. That'll come later when we play against some more of the 4-2-3-1s. If you are doing a save like this yourself, do let me know what you're doing and what kind of tactics you're employing. If there's anything you've created from a tactics perspective that you couldn't have done before in 24 with the in and out system, do let me know what you've done and what that actually is, because I'm really interested to see how people are using this feature And yeah, it's exciting. It's just exciting to read all these things and see how people are doing with the system and how much fun they're all having with it. But for now, that's gonna do us. I'm trying to obviously recreate something very specific and from real life here. If I was just trying to play to win all these matches, I'm sure the results would have been slightly better. This series is about taking a real life, clear idea and concept and translating it into the game and then making it work in the game. Right? That is what this series is all about. I'm really enjoying it. Hope you are as well. And I'll see you all next time for the game against Manchester City.